The story of Pinocchio is becoming a little bit like a Christmas Carol where we see loads and loads of different versions. I mean, this year alone we've had 3 different adaptations, one being pretty bad, another one being also pretty bad, and this one being pretty damn good. With this latest Netflix edition, it's difficult to ignore the fantastic craftsmanship on show here. The stop motion animation is just absolutely fantastic, and from a technical standpoint, this film absolutely exceeds. But when it comes to the story of this film, it is definitely darker than the Disney version. Director Guillermo del Toro has stated that he wanted to make an animated film directed at adults, but while at the same time still being open for kids to enjoy as well. And with that in mind, it does put the film in a little bit of a tricky spot in terms of knowing whether it's suitable for family viewing, because it has a PG certificate, but it is quite a weighted one at that. As in this film, they do a great job of fleshing out Geppetto's character, and so with that we see his backstory and we learn how his son died, which then eventually prompts him to make Pinocchio. And that alone might be too much for some kids to handle in terms of it being too sad and too scary. I mean, it is quite a sad film all the way through. In terms of scariness though, I'd probably say it's on a level field with the Disney animated one, because I mean, that donkey scene, bloody hell, that donkey scene was quite haunting. I don't think there's anything too much like that in this film, to be honest. I mean, there's plenty of dark elements in there, such as creature design and environments. That is very much Guillermo del Toro's style. I mean, who can forget Pan's Labyrinth? Now, to balance out the sadness and the scary scenes, the film does inject some comedy moments, many of which come from our talking cricket friend Sebastian J. Cricket, who's voiced by Ewan McGregor. And I'd say it doesn't have as big of an impact as Jiminy Cricket does on the Disney version, but what he does do is have quite a satisfying conclusion with his character and with the overall story there. As the film is set during the time of the Great War, it does poke fun at fascism, and so we do see some mocking of the fascist salute. And so with that, we have another thing here which is up for debate in terms of whether certain kids should be watching it or not, because some kids are very impressionable. They'll see the characters put their right arm up and think, you know what, I'm going to go on the playground tomorrow and do that myself. The film does make quite a few changes, with some characters being replaced by others, some new characters being introduced as well. Spazzatura, this monkey assistant, was definitely a standout there. Also, Paradise Island got quite a significant change, but it really did a good job of tying in with the rest of the story. And I think that's what impressed me so much with this film, was that the craftsmanship of the stop motion animation is amazing, but also the craft behind piecing it all together in terms of the story was also great to see. Now, I've never been a massive fan of the story of Pinocchio. I know some people absolutely love the Disney animated classic, but with this version, how they focus in on the afterlife, I really enjoyed that. With Geppetto, you know, they remade him more of a character here. Like, we actually get to see his loneliness before making Pinocchio, and I thought that was really crucial. We still go on that journey with Pinocchio where he's naive and not listening to his conscience, and the whole morals of the story do come through, but with this version of the film, I felt like I got a lot more from it, and it felt like a much more complete package where I'd happily go and watch it again. The overall charm from the Disney version will be difficult to top for some, but the joy I had watching this film means for me this is the best Pinocchio film. A well-constructed narrative and visual experience accompanied by some great voice work, with David Bradley definitely being a standout there as Geppetto, and then we had some brilliant music as well, with Ciao Papa being a song I really enjoyed. I think this film is probably going to be a shoo-in for Best Animated Film at the Oscars. But what do you think? Do you think this is the best adaptation of Pinocchio? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you do want to see our thoughts on Disney's remake of Pinocchio, that is on screen right now.